It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
What's going on? Welcome to a beautiful Friday. It is the Ermanni and Edwards show with my man Maz. Ryan will join us soon. He's over there. Actually, go to Maz's cam. So this is Ryan not here. Go to Maz's cam if you will. If you notice, to the right of Maz or left, depending on what you're looking, look at the guy in the chair. There he is. It's Ryan Ermanni. It's Ryan Ermanni, baby. It's Ryan Ermanni. Look, hey, look, man. We're not angry at all, man. You got one of those hot leather neck shades.
Oh, dude, listen.
You got a little massage, little scalp breeze. What's up, buddy?
I got here at about 12 o'clock today, okay? It's Friday.
And we got you, bro.
I did not have an appointment with Becca. And to get in with my girl, Becca, I only allow Becca to
Shout out to Becca.
Shout out to Becca. Not that nobody else is great here, but we got a thing going, Becca and I, okay? And Becca, I was like stalking her all day. When can I get in? When can I get in? I got to plug my little earpiece in here. And
take your time, bro.
Finally, she says 1:35. That's what I could do. And I was like, okay, 1:35 it is. So here we are.
Welcome.
She said, what time do you need to be in the studio? I said, I got all my prep done. My area is cleaned, ready to go. I said 1:59. This guy over here, Pete, he'll start at 2:01, 2:02. He don't care. Today, he cares about 2 o'clock.
1:59.
2:00. Today he starts at 1:59.
1:59 he starts.
Pete is over here on the ready. He starts at 2:01 every day. Today, 1:59.
I'm just hazing you, bro.
Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Look, man, I'm feeling amazing, Ryan, Maz, JB, Pete Spivak. It's been a great week. I had a chance to just talk to people. I told you, man, like checking in on family, checking in on friends. Had a chance to guess who I got a phone call from today. Ryan Ermanni, and it wasn't just a regular phone call.
Chad Henne.
It was a FaceTime. Well,
Jim Harbaugh.
You're in the ballpark.
John Navarre.
You got the right school, and you got the right position. He said, Jim Harbaugh, it's a coach. So check this out. I'm walking up, I'm getting ready to come into the show. I'm putting my shirt on, getting my jeans on. See a FaceTime. You know FaceTime makes a different noise on the phone. I'm like, who's FaceTiming me? I see 5 letters. I'm like, 5? It's Lloyd Carr.
Get out of here.
It's Lloyd Carr. So I'm calling, but it's a funny story. So I pick up.
Braylon.
No, but instantly it wasn't that. So then I instantly knew that it was a pocket FaceTime.
He butt dialed.
He pocket FaceTime me. But this is Coach Carr, so I figured if I stayed on the phone, Ryan, he would eventually see me. And when he did, he's like, Braylon Edwards. So we had a great conversation. We talked about Michigan winning national championship. Now I feel like the Michigan national championship, I could put a bow on it.
Complete.
Because I got a chance to talk to Coach Carr. We went to dinner in December. We talked about it. He said Michigan was going to do it. So did I, and here we are. But great conversation with Lloyd. You know how it makes me feel, man. I light up when I talk to him, and just a great dude. But it was funny because I'm like, if he butt dialed me or he pocket FaceTime me, then that means I got to be in his friend circle. I got to be like one of the top 3 numbers in the friend circle. And he had to be thinking about me. I'm on cloud 9, man. It's been a hell of a week, man.
You know what that means?
Life's good, man.
Lions are going to win, that means.
I'm telling you. By the way, he did tell me to tell you, Ryan Ermanni, hello.
I love Lloyd Carr.
Said have a great
coach.
show. And let's rock and roll, man. I had another great workout, man. Shout out to the Hellgate. You see the merch that I'm wearing, so let's rock and roll,
Looking
baby.
good, Braylon, and it starts with the Detroit Lions. Tom Mazaway, you're wearing your gear today. I'm wearing mine. JB, Pete, hello. Good morning to you guys, or good afternoon to you guys. This is so freaking awesome. You know, all morning long at Fox 2, I was talking about this Lions game, and just to see the city, see a guy walking in here with blue hair, you know, here at the Lady Jane's, and this community, this city is ready for the Detroit Lions to play in San Francisco. Did you hear what was going on at the Red Wings game last night in the third period?
Of course, we have it.
In the third period of the Red Wings game last night, this breaks out.
A shift, too. Pop will clear it.
They're chanting for a particular player.
Jared Goff. Do you think this city
we'll get
is
a
ready
stop
for
and
it?
play.
I almost think Ken Daniels didn't even realize what they were chanting at the time, because there's a long pause and he doesn't really acknowledge what the crowd is chanting. Almost like, you ever see the movie Rudy?
Of course.
And the announcer's like, it appears there's a chant in the stadium right
like a
now.
former player.
I can't make out what exactly they are chanting.
They got their
right
headset
now.
on. It's hard.
And then when he said, I think they're saying Rudy for, and
Right.
they went to like a former player, and he was completely wrong.
Right.
It's completely wrong.
Have you guys, so last night, I was the MC at the Grosse Pointe South Hall of Fame induction.
You put yourself in?
It was. No, I did not put myself in.
He does on the show all the time.
I was just the MC, but some of the all-time greats at the program when it was the first ever Hall of Fame. Guys like Chris Getz, who was Mr. Baseball in 2002, University of Michigan, Chicago White Sox. Now the general manager of the White Sox went in. Guys like Cam Gibson, Kirk Gibson's son went in.
Kirk was up here the other day.
Yeah, he was. Saw him last night. Loves the show. I told him next time he's up here, he's got to step on in and come on with us. He was ready for that. But one of the things that Chris Getz said last night, who ultimately, he's born and raised here. It's very rare for a Michigan player to make it to the big leagues. There are some, but it's very rare. Usually they come from warm weather states. But one of the things that he was saying was, and I'll make my point. I know I'm going a long way to get there. But he was saying everything that he ever accomplished in his life, he envisioned it first. He envisioned himself playing in Major League Baseball. He envisioned himself being a championship type player. He envisioned himself eventually being the general manager of a Major League team, ultimately the Chicago White Sox. There wasn't a thing that has ever happened in his life that he didn't envision and speak into existence. And I'm wondering with the Detroit Lions now, I bring that back to the Lions because I say I am envisioning the Detroit Lions winning this game. I am envisioning what the next 2 weeks will be like around here. I believe the Detroit Lions are going to make it to the Super Bowl. And, back over the course of our entire lives, oh, you can't say that. That's a jinx. I don't believe in that stuff. I believe you speak it into existence. And like Chris Getz said last night, you envision where you want to go. Whether you're a baseball player or whether you're a sales guy or whether you're, the manager at the mall. Envision greatness for yourself, and that's how you achieve it. And let me play this soundbite for you because this is exactly what I'm getting at. This is Dan Campbell envisioning greatness for his team.
Been there 4 times. It's your first time in this game. Emotionally, you got to pull your team back a little bit. I can even see the energy in you from the other days now.
I don't want to pull them back.
You don't want to pull them
We're
back
not
at all?
pulling them back. No, we're going. We're going. They'll adjust on the fly, but we're going in, and they'll be ready.
We're going in.
He's like a bull.
Like it's war.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't want to pull him back. We're going in. And we are going to be ready to play this game. Braylon, the Detroit Lions are winning this football game. They are winning this football game.
I want to just get back to what you were saying about envisioning it. You're absolutely right. Like Ryan, my dad played at Michigan. Like my whole life, I envisioned wearing number 1 in Michigan. Like it's all I ever thought about. It's all I ever dreamed of doing. I saw it. I practiced signing Braylon Edwards number 1. I practiced the routes. I practiced the moves. I stayed the course. I envisioned it. I had a dream. I followed it, and I ended up getting a chance to do that. But Dan Campbell told us. He told us 3 years it's going to take. And what did he say at the end of the game this past when he beat the Bucks? He said, but this isn't it. He said, we're ready for this. We knew we would get here. Everybody else did expect it, but we're not everybody else. We expected to be here. We knew we were going to be here. Envisioning is something that they've done all year, the year before that, and the year before that. You hit the nail on the head. Dan Campbell is ready. And how could you not want to run through off of Dan Campbell, but envision it? You got to envision it. You got to want to see it. You got to act like you know you can do it, and you've already been there. When you play that game, as they're going to play on Sunday, it's a formality. In their mind, they've already played the game, and they're already won the game. So they're going to be a dangerous team on Sunday.
When you said the jinx thing, I don't believe in it either. I'm the first guy to start calling all my friends when there's a no-hitter like in the 5th.
Exactly.
As soon as the 5th hits, I'm buzzing people. Oh, my God, got a no-hitter going. Come on, man. the guy's never missed a field goal from 60 yards. I'll throw it out there. I don't
Right.
give a damn.
Right.
The Lions are going to win this game. I don't know how. I don't know by how many points. I just believe that much in this team. This team has nothing to lose. Zero. They've never been there. The 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. They've been there, knocking on the door, but they can't knock the door over. They can't. And they're meeting the team. They're meeting their match on Sunday.
You know, and you talk about this next game mentality, right? Because we can be excited about it, right? We can get all pumped up, get our chests pumped out. The players do have to treat this game, I don't want to say like just another game, but they do have to play the game. Braylon, what do you think that mentality is like when you are playing in the playoffs compared to a regular season game? Because I know Dan Campbell is trying to treat this like game 20 instead of the third game of the playoffs. And there's a difference there in how you handle that.
There is a difference. Being in that situation before, I don't think us as the Jets, we never were able to get past the FC Championship. We were never able to look at the game for what it was and maybe rise to the occasion, you could say. So there's definitely a different level. I mean, look, this is the 49ers we're talking about. Yeah, they haven't won in 30 years, but they're still the 49ers. They're still the second most Super Bowl wins. You talk about their story, tradition, but this 49ers team themselves, they're a damn good team. They're a damn good fan base. So it's going to be fun. You're walking into the belly of the beast. But when you're bringing the confidence level and what you've played with, you've been behind the 8 ball the last 3 years. Every game that you've walked into, it was essentially you versus everybody. It was Detroit versus everybody. So I think they're walking in. If you're prepared the right way, if you're prepared, you can beat anybody at any time, anywhere. Anybody, anytime, any place, it doesn't matter. And the Lions are prepared. Dan Campbell has preparing them since 3 years ago, but if you just want to stick with this season, training camp, he had these guys ready. During the season, he had these guys ready. When things took turns here and there during the season, they always got back on the right track. They are very resilient. This team is dangerous. This is a dangerous team because if you're being honest, you hit the nail on the head once again. Everything is on the San Francisco 49ers. Like the onus is on the 49ers. The pressure is on the 49ers. You might be swinging me around to be on the Lions side that they can win this game regardless of who plays. Jerry Rice might be out there and they still might be in trouble because they're walking in like they've already won the game. It's a dangerous place to be if you're a 49ers fan or that team.
I lost my train of thought.
Here, let me get this back for you. Let me think about it for a second.
Damn it, I had a good thing.
Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about that next game mentality.
We're right where we need to be. And the minute you start trying to make this greater than it really is, which is another football game right in front of you, and you prepare the same way, you practice the same way, you put your socks on the same way, that's when I think you run into problems. And this is the next game. And, and they've done this all year. Our guys have done it all year. We've done things right. We understand what it's going to take. And we respect the opponent, know what they're capable of, and we know exactly what we're capable of.
We know exactly what we're capable of. They know the other team is really good, but they know what they have on that 53-man roster and that practice squad. And I remember what I wanted to say. This team's been ready since Dan Campbell fake punt on the first freaking downs against the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 1, they beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. After they got their rings, they stuck it up there, you know what, on a fake punt, and they never looked back. Brian Branch goes for a pick 6 as a rookie, gets hurt a couple of times, comes back in, played awesome this year. This team, I've never seen a team play and rely on the rookie class as much as this team has. And guess what? They hit the jackpot on this rookie class. They're going to win.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, they've risen to the occasion this year. Like time and time again, they've risen to the occasion. And I think one of the big things, too, is looking at the San Francisco 49ers like a juggernaut. Oh, they have this guy. Oh, they have this guy. This is true. This is a damn good football team. The Lions have only seen one other team that was as good as this 49ers team, and that team beat the hell out of this 49ers team. But it doesn't matter. It's football. Rising to the occasion. Like, once you get between the hashes, Ryan and Monty, it doesn't matter how good the team is. How does Ben Johnson respond to how the defense is playing? How does Aaron Glenn respond to how Kyle Shanahan is calling the offense? When you have that first mistake as a player with the Lions, Do you put that in the rear view? Do you have short-term memory? Like, if you play the game that way, if you play the way that you've been playing all year long, it doesn't matter what the uniform says. It doesn't matter what they've been. It doesn't matter about how good that team is and what everybody talks about. How do you play in the moment? How do you play the man across from you? How do you play the team that you see on Sunday? So if they rise to the occasion, it doesn't matter how good that team is over there. They've been rising to the occasion. You play the man in front of you.
More Lions. You'll hear from Dan Campbell talking about Frank Ragnow. Will he or won't he? Aaron Glenn talks about his defense, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the 49ers. All that and more, plus Donte Whitner, the 49ers pre-post host, will join us as well coming up 15 minutes from now. But first, a message from us here at WSN. Go to woodwardsports.com. Click on that shop tab for the latest tees, hoodies, sweatshirts, shorts, all kinds of things, hats, whatever you want. It's right there. Comfortable, affordable, anything you need right there. woodwardsports.com. Click shop.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Mark White, he's the man. If you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch, Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 and make your home buying dreams come true. And before I get back to the show, a little production in front of everybody's face. Would you like a cut before we come back? All right, well then back to Ryan Ermanni and Braylon Edwards. Here we go.
I want to point something out about
Do you have
this.
to talk?
I love it.
Really?
I love it.
Can you just shut up?
I just want to point something out. These two are like the odd couple, by the way. This is regular. Dan Campbell, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, gives a tell at the podium about his confidence level going into a weekend. I think you can tell Dan Campbell's confidence about his team and the matchup they're going into based on the podium. And I think he's telling the world that they're winning this game. I think he is telling the world that they are confident heading into Santa Clara to face the 49ers. Just look at how he's talking about Frank Ragnow here. This is Dan Campbell talking about Frank. You think Frank Ragnow's sitting this game out?
How's Frank progressed through the week? Dealing with a bunch of stuff,
Good.
obviously.
Yeah, Frank's doing well. And Frank will be ready to go. I mean, you're not going to hold him out of this one. And he gets better every day, so he'll be ready.
He didn't even let the reporter finish the question. Frank's going to be fine. Frank's going to be all right. He's tapping the podium. He's doing this with his hands.
He wants to play now.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready.
100%. Like, they've talked enough. I think you're dealing with a team like this isn't a team that wants to dance around the microphones. They don't want to do the song and dance. They're not trying to talk about what they're going to do or tell you how confident they are in this game or explain to you why they feel that they can beat the 49ers, this unbeatable team. They don't want to do that. They simply put, we're ready. We're ready. We've talked about it enough here in Allen Park. Those guys are ready. Those guys are ready to play. They've been ready to play since the season started. You saw that on opening night. So sometimes, Ryan, you just get to the point, you're just ready to go do battle. Like, enough has been said, enough has been gone from West Coast to East Coast, enough has been made about the Detroit Lions and the national media. The Lions are ready to play ball.
And again, Maz, I feel like that's a tell. You know,
For
if you ever played poker, you can kind of tell by the look of somebody's face at the table.
I had 4 of a kind last night at bowling.
Oh my God!
But I had it in the 5th frame.
How'd it go?
We won. We kicked ass.
No kid. Did you make any dollars?
I didn't make any money.
You didn't get the
except
mystery
my
ball.
poker money. I won 2 poker hands.
You didn't get the mystery.
I didn't
ball.
get the mystery. I didn't bowl
man.
700, but we won. But I had 4 10s in my hand from the 5th frame on, and I had to laugh it off, knowing I was going to win. And a guy almost beat me with 4 aces. Thank God he didn't strike at the end. But hell yeah, man. Dan Campbell, you know it. Braylon, you always say it.
Yeah.
He's not rubbing his head. He's taking his hat off. He is grabbing the desk.
He's
like a bull.
breaking the
You know how a bull just puts his...
Oh, in the stirrup?
Yeah. He's ready to go, man. He's ready to go. I wish we could play tonight. I wish we could play tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, I find the line has jumped up. It went from 6.5 to 7, now 7 to 7.5.
Yeah.
And it means that everybody's hammering the 49ers for it to go over, for it to cross over the 7.
Right.
Is a big deal. That's not going from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6. That's a big deal for it to cross over is from 7 to 7.5.
Just remember, last week they were laying 10 to the Packers. Went from 9.5 to 10. So I'm telling you, Vegas is going to be wrong for the 2nd straight week.
I think so, too. Aaron Glenn talking about his defense, Braylon. Here's what he had to say. Big challenge against that 49er offense.
Use just one word to describe your defense. What would it be and why?
That's a good question. When we talk about gritty, that's who we are. Listen, we know exactly who we are. Are we the fastest? Are we the most talented? No. But we'll bite somebody's face off when we go play them.
Bite somebody's face off and we got a plan. Remember one of the comments that Dan Campbell made at the presser early on in his tenure in the first year? And we always talk about biting kneecaps, but remember the other comment that he made? He said, we get you out here in this deep water. He said, well, we're going to drown you. So get you out in this drying water. This is how this team is. They're a bunch of former football players that also know the game. They know how to coach. They know how to put guys in good situations. They know how to trust themselves. But they're also former football players. It's nothing like listening to a guy or listening to men, because it's a bunch of them on that team that have been there, that knows what it feels like, that has that same excitement and anticipation. I used to love listening to Rex Ryan talk before big games, before playoff games, because he's been there. He's been on the sidelines since his father, Buddy Ryan, for years and years and years. Dan Campbell knows this game. Aaron Glenn knows this game. That defense has been physical. They've been gritty. They've done what they've needed to do in these playoffs, and this, to be honest, in the second half of the season. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen this Sunday.
You know, and defensively, too, Aaron Glenn's defense has gotten, obviously, a lot of negative chatter about it over the season. These guys have held their 2 playoff opponents to 23 points. The Rams scored 23 and the Bucs scored 23. If they can hold San Francisco to 23, that seems like a little bit of a magic number. I think they survived that. I think they can do that in this game, too. If you 23 points feels like a real good number. I don't know if you want to get into a shootout with the San Francisco 49ers. You could win it that way, but preferably if you can hold them to around 23, that would be ideal.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you see what they've done the last 2 weeks. I mean, Tampa's offense was coming in. They were putting up some points. They held them to 23. They got the job done with 31. Same goes for the Rams. I mean, the Rams offense was really clicking towards the end of the season. You're talking about a Rams team that put up a lot of points on the Ravens in Baltimore. They held them to 23 as well, and especially in the fourth quarter, they were really lights out. So that's what I'm talking about. Aaron Glenn is finding ways. Look, once you get into a game, Ryan and mine, it's the game. Like, you can talk about, you know, before the game, preseason. You can talk about this team, this player, that player. Once you get in the game, you got to see a man for what he is. And then also, the second half adjustments will be key for the Detroit Lions and Aaron Glenn, and that's something he's done a really good job of in this playoffs.
You heard Dan earlier this week. Dan Campbell said, hey, there's going to be big plays against us, but it's how you bounce back after those big plays. And they have bounced back every single time so far, and they've never given the lead up in this playoff run. Hey, I hope they win the toss. If they lose the toss even, the 49ers will probably, I don't know, maybe the 49ers will take the ball this time, because the Lions want the ball when the game starts. Last week they went 3 and out, but they had a turnover on defense. Luckily for the tip ball, off of Mike Evans' hands, went to C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and the rest is history. They get the lead in this game. They're very dangerous. When the Packers took the lead last week, and I watched the game again last night. This happened to be on, so I watched it. And the Packers took the lead, and then the Niners came back a little bit later and took the lead back after they missed on 4th down. If you guys remember that, 4th and inches, the Packers go for it. Bad play. They tried the sneak. It didn't work. And then the 49ers went down and took the lead. And the Packers took it back to the last minute of the game. I think it's the same game as that, and I believe the Lions this time will not give them back the lead.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's like, once again, I believe in the Lions. I believe in what they've done this year. I believe in Aaron Glenn. I believe in Ben Johnson. I believe in Dan Campbell. This is still a team that's damn good, though. Let's make no mistake about who this 49ers team is. Let's make no mistake about who Kyle Shanahan is. I mean, this is a team that's been in 4 of the last 5 NFC championships, so there's experience there too. I'm just saying, I believe in them.
No, I
but we got to have real conversations.
Just to expound on your point, this is the best 4 teams in football. The 4 teams that are playing on Sunday,
I agree,
are the best 4 teams in football. All 4 of them belong exactly where they are. And I just think, I think you're going to have some great games this weekend. You're absolutely going to have some great games this weekend. You talk about the Lions defense, too. They're going to have a real challenge with Christian McCaffrey. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. You know, how Deebo Samuel is such a big part of it. Christian McCaffrey has rushed for over 70 yards 12 times this season. Do you know how many single running backs have rushed for 70 or more yards against the Lions this entire season?
0.
Yeah. Not even 0.5. 0 running backs this team has held to over 70 yards. And Christian McCaffrey, thank you, exactly, JB. Christian McCaffrey has done it 12 times this season. So you make this team one-dimensional, you make Brock Purdy beat you, good luck.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you talk about it, and that's something to talk about, Ryan. You always say the best quarterback wins. Well, we know by far who's the best quarterback in this game is Jared Goff.
Period.
Jared Goff's the best quarterback. That's not up for debate.
Well, Purdy's good, though. Very good.
I didn't say who's good.
He didn't say he wasn't good.
I said who's better. Okay. I said who's better. Last week, Josh Allen went against Patrick Mahomes. Both of them damn good. One guy's better. You know, so I think this situation, he's the best quarterback. But you're absolutely right. If you force him to be one-dimensional, because the reason why the Lions are allowed to do that, Ryan and Monty, Tom Mazaway, is why the Lions score first, and they score a lot of points this season. They scored the most touchdowns this season. They scored a lot of first half touchdowns. They got a lot of leads in this game. You point that out. They've had the lead in the Rams game. They had the lead in the Bucs game for the most part in terms of first touchdown. So if they can score a touchdown, then you force somebody to be on the defensive. So it can definitely happen that way.
No doubt about it, guys. All right, we're going to track down Donte Whitner. He does pre and post for the San Francisco 49ers out there on the West Coast. He's a first-round pick by the Buffalo Bills as well. Braylon actually hosted this guy on a recruiting visit.
How'd you let him get away?
How did you let him get away?
First of all, he's from Cleveland, Glenville. He was never going to Michigan. You buried the lead. I was saving that for when we talked to him.
All right.
No, he wasn't going to Michigan.
All right. We'll talk to him next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home on the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all this just for $10 a month with no commitment. Now remember, no matter where you are, there was always a Planet Fitness nearby, with more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands more throughout the world. Find your local Planet Fitness today, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gavin Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Hey guys, it's Maz. It's Lions weekend. It's Lions season still. That's right. We're at the end of January and it's still Lions season. Make sure you join us. The pregame, of course, starts 9:30 on Sunday, followed by the watch party. We're going to watch the NFC Championship game with you guys from Santa Clara. Beat those Niners. And then Stick, Anson, myself, Pete will be here, Kool-Aid. Hopefully Spenny will feel better by then. Darren McCarty. And all you guys will tune in. And on the chat as well. We take those phone calls as well. Make sure you join us every Lions postgame right here on Woodward Sports, on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
All right, welcome back. It is a pleasure now to bring in this next guest who needs no introduction. A lot of people out here in the state of Michigan remember this guy. Hell of a player on the field. Great guy off of it. He was the #1 pick by the Buffalo Bills in 2006 out of the Ohio State University. We won't hold it against him. An 11-year vet.
Don't start like
Donte Whitner. How you doing, Donte?
Hey.
I'm doing great. I have to say congratulations to the University of Michigan for winning the national championship this year. And for a lot of people that know, I played under Jim Harbaugh, one of the best head coaches that I ever had. He just signed on with the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm wishing him the best of luck. But congratulations to you guys.
Tell you, I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming because we suffered a lot of ass whoopings at the hands of Ohio State and other teams over the last 20 years. How you been, man? It's been too long, bro. How you been?
I've been good, man. I think the last time I saw you was in Miami or something.
Yeah, 100%.
Frank, all the boys.
Oh, that's right. I think we were on Collins. I think we were on
Larnell.
Collins. Getting it in part, man. It's good to see you too, man. Good to see you transition from the game to behind and talking. You're very, very outspoken. I love it. I'm the same. I love what you said about Dak. I stood with you in those comments 1,000%. So it's good to see you. You're talking about one of the best safeties of the era that I played in, man. He was great at Ohio State. I knew he wasn't coming to Michigan. We knew that wasn't going to happen, but he was great. You've never heard this story, Tay. So when I come back from surgery, after my freshman year, my rookie year, tore my ACL. The only preseason game I played in 06 was your rookie year, and we played Buffalo. So I took the knee brace off, and I'm coming down to crack you. It was a toss sweep to Jamal, and I'm coming down, crack you. I hit you with everything I had, 6'3", 214, and it was stalemated. I'm like, he didn't even see me coming. How the hell did we stalemate? And oh, by the way, he also ran 4.3. So shout out to Cleveland Glenville, Donte Whitner. Let's get into it.
You remember that at all, Donte?
I think I remember that.
My head does.
The game of football from playing in the NFL, it's hard to recollect a lot of things out there. It's almost like a blur, but yeah, that's what happens. You have to really focus on the lower body. So all the kids out there that's listening, if you want explosiveness, if you want to run fast, you have to work on that lower body strength and explosiveness. And you can withstand somebody 6'3", 225 crack blocking you.
Hey, Donte, before we look ahead, I want to look back because I think a lot of us here in Detroit were watching the Packers and 49ers game, and it felt like the Packers – man, they made so many mistakes in that game, from a dropped pick six to a missed field goal attempt to a 4th and 1, or excuse me, a 4th and inches where they hurry up to the line and they don't get it, cost them points. That story to me was the mistakes made by Green Bay. How does San Francisco take that game, survive, and kind of move past it into this round? What did they have to do better here?
Well, the 49ers won that game because of red zone defense. Stopping them and holding them to 2 field goals early in that big 4th down stop was key to winning that game. And, I don't want to make any excuses for the 49ers, but the inclement weather affected Brock Purdy and a lot of the balls that slipped out of his hands. And maybe Darnell Savage dropped that interception because of a slick, wet football. So that's the way the game of football goes sometimes. And you're right. Green Bay did beat themselves with some mistakes. Even on that scramble and throw touchdown to George Kittle, they were in a 0 blitz. They had a young safety backside. He was supposed to be on the line of scrimmage blitzing. He would have been free and forced the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands. But that's what championship teams do. They take advantage of your mistakes and they hurt you in those big moments. This week with pretty good weather, being at home, knocking the rust off, I think the 49ers know that they have to stop the run first and foremost and then get after Jared Goff. And when I say get after Jared Goff, you primarily have to take away the quick game. Quick game, make him go through his reads, and then he'll either throw the football away or possibly panic and force it into coverage. So that's the game plan on defense. On offense, you already know what it is. Get the ball to Christian McCaffrey early and often and take advantage of those stiff linebackers of the Detroit Lions having to cover Christian McCaffrey underneath. Braylon, you know what stiff look like.
Oh, 100%. I've been saying that for a while. It is what
He's
it is.
a big Jack Campbell fan.
I know.
Yeah, those boys are box linebackers. They're box linebackers, and Christian McCaffrey is going to put them in some binds backside. Trust me.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I don't want the 49ers to do, what you do, they're going to get in tight splits and they're going to work. They're going to go, I already know. They're going to go tight splits and they're going to have a field day with them. But I want to talk about your position, the safety position, and the Detroit Lions have an elite one, and C.D. Deuce, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He came back. He brings that energy, much like you did for the 49ers, much like you did for the Bills and the Cleveland Browns. Just talk about what he means to the Lions and talk about what the 49ers are thinking about when it comes to his energy on the field.
Well, he means everything to their defense. He brings energy just like you said there. He aligns across the board. He can play man, can play corner, can play the deep safety, but he's physical at the point of attack. And I think that we all can agree that this game is going to boil down to physicality, which defense tackles better, and he gives them an advantage when it comes to disguising things and matching up. I also think that Brian Branch is going to be huge in this game as well. They like to use him as a blitzer in the run game. He's really good in man coverage, zone coverage, disguising things. So those are going to be the 2 guys that Kyle Shanahan in his skill position, they're going to have their eyes on.
Shocking. You talking about physicality, talking about Donte Whitner on IG, hitting or not. You talk about 2 guys. The 2 guys that I'm watching most in this game for the 49ers are that linebacker core. Talking about Fred Warner, talking about Greenlaw. Greenlaw gets the pick in the game last week. They're just amazing out there. They're sideline to sideline. They're physical, and they also play in coverage. Just talk about how good those 2 guys are. What makes them so good in this defense?
Well, I played with 2 of the greatest linebackers in NFL history in Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis.
I was on that team.
And similarly, they're able to be mobile. They can do multiple things. They can cover. They understand zone coverage. They have anticipation when they're breaking on balls underneath. They're physical. And they tackle well. And they play the game a certain way. Certain linebackers play downhill, sideline to sideline, maximum effort each and every time. I think they're going to have a tough game matching up with Gibbs underneath. And the key to the 49ers defense versus the Detroit Lions offense is really tackling Laporta, tackling Gibbs, leveraging him, not allowing him to get out in the open field. And then it's those internal run gaps. They have to play it with leverage. And then Steve Wilkes might have to make some adjustments and go to some run blitzes, right? Some run blitzes, move the offense, move the defensive line, because in the last 6 weeks, they've gotten pretty stagnant in their alignments on defensive line.
Hey, Donte, thanks again for coming on with us. Donte Whitner, of course, he does pre, half, and post for the 49ers right now, former #1 pick out of Ohio State. I wanted to ask you about this Lions team. They come in really with nothing to lose. I mean, they've never been to the Super Bowl, one of the only teams to have never made a Super Bowl, only their 2nd appearance in the NFC Championship game since the Super Bowl era. Meanwhile, the 49ers, we all know their history. They haven't been there in 29 years, though. They haven't won the NFC Championship to get into that Super Bowl again in 29 years. Who has more pressure on them in this game?
Well, we did go to the Super Bowl in 2012, and I was on that team.
Yeah, the Har Bowl, my bad.
Yeah, the Harbaugh.
They haven't
but
won
we
in
haven't
29
won
years.
it in
Yes.
29 years. Yeah. So it's incredibly important. A lot of the nucleus of this 49ers team has been to 3 consecutive NFC championships. They've been to 4 in the last 5 years. They're tired of the hats and the T-shirts. They want to get to the Super Bowl, and they want to win it, and they feel like this is their time. They have the players on offense, defense, and the coaching staff to do it, and they have to strike while the iron's hot. Like, you're not going to be able to reverse this moment, so they have to play their best. So, yeah, the Detroit Lions is a great story. I'm going to be the first to admit, when I heard Dan Campbell say, we got to bite their kneecaps off, I was like, yeah, you give this guy 3 years and he's out of there. But they bought into his system. Sometimes you have to be delusional to be successful, and that's worn off on his team. And they believe everything he says, and they go out there and compete and play hard and physical the way that he wants them to play. And I did read that he said that he doesn't care about giving up plays on defense in the pass game if they play physical and play a certain way. I don't know if that's really going to be the foundation of how you want to enter this game this week versus the 49ers offense that can be so dynamic. But they bought in, they're playing well, and they're really expecting to go into Levi Stadium and win this game.
He said that because it's true. We don't have the talent to match up against that 49er defense and that 49er offense against this secondary. We all know that the 49ers have a big advantage, especially if Deebo Samuel is anywhere close to 75%. Huh?
What's the latest on that?
I mean, yeah, fill us in on Deebo.
He's playing.
I know he's playing. How much is he going to play?
That magic cocktail.
He's playing. Did you read his Instagram? He said, I ain't skipping no steps. That's what it means. So it means that he's going to be his full Deebo Samuel role. Running back, lined in the slot, putting the linebackers in a bind. He's going to be in the swing passes. He's going to be a diversion and a decoy at times. Deebo Samuel is going to be full go on Sunday.
He's going to get hit, though.
He's going to get hit, but they have to hit him.
Hey,
it's not easy to hit him. It's not easy to hit him.
It's not. It is not.
It's not. And then when you do hit him, Deebo Samuel was 220 pounds. He's not like a little receiver. He's a lot of times delivering the blow. So, yeah, the linebackers, they can withstand that, but can those little DBs withstand that? I don't know. Cam Sutton and Vildor have been looking shaky all year long. So I don't know.
Donte, let me ask you about Deebo, because I think, and we've been saying that Deebo Samuel is probably the most important non-quarterback on any team in the league. You see the numbers, 30 games over 500 with, 8 and 9 without. Even this year, in the 13 games he started and finished, 12 and 1 with scoring 32 points a game in the games that he was out, and I'm counting the Cleveland game because he went out early in that one. 0 and 3, scoring 17 points. I mean, that is half the amount of production offensively by one player. For a non-quarterback to have that impact is staggering. What makes him so great?
Well, it's like a machine. And when you have Deebo Samuel that, first off, can break tackles, where you have to have so many guys that's allocated to him, it slows down the backside of the defense. And the way that Kyle Shanahan likes to utilize his offense is motion shifts, reverse, orbit motions. And a lot of times when you bring him to the backside of a defense, they have to respect that. They have to play slower. A lot of times it allows front side gaps to materialize front side to Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so now you have him in the backfield. He just broke an 8-yard run. You play action it to him. Now George Kittle comes open over the middle of the field. Now you put him in the flat and you have a 3-level route. The guy who's responsible for the deep flat route on the sideline, he has to jump Deebo Samuel in the flat. Now you get Brandon Ayuk wide open. So it's complementary football at its finest. And then underneath, Braylon, you know this, if you run a drag from one side and Deebo Samuel is so good at breaking tackles and the quarterback is given the intention that he's throwing it to Deebo, that dagger route coming from that side is wide open, correct?
Yep. 1,000%.
So everybody has to know where Deebo is, even when he's a decoy, and it opens it up for everybody else just because he's so good after the catch and after the run and with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, tell you, you're not lying about that. Deebo Samuel is a special wide receiver. He's just a special player in this NFL. Last question for us, man. We're going to let you get out of here because we know you got a lot going on in San Fran for this game. Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan in playoff moments, whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it's the playoff, what it talks about, he's had some blunders. He's necessary, not always been on his game. We don't have to talk about the moments, but is that a worry of, let's just say the fan base, is that a worry or of yourself? Is Kyle Shanahan going to get the job done, do you guys believe?
I think he's shown everything that he has to show. He's learned everything from the bumps and the bruises, and he even mentioned it himself yesterday. They said, Kyle, you call the game like you're an old coach. He said, no, I call the game like I've been there before, like I have wisdom. So he understands, and he's not going to mess it up. He understands the type of playmakers he has. He's been there with the Atlanta Falcons versus the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl that everybody's going to remember. But I think that this is one of his best coaching years. Solidifying that #1 seed shows it. And now he has to go ahead to the Super Bowl and capture the Lombardi Trophy to be considered one of the all-time great coaches. And I think that he's ready to do that.
The greatest rivalry there ever is, there ever will be, Michigan versus Ohio State, and two of the best people to ever play in that game. My brother, is always a pleasure to see you. We got to get together more often. That's on me. I'll reach out to you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Y'all have a good one.
Good
Enjoy the
luck.
game
Thanks for
Sunday,
joining the show,
guys.
for sure.
Thank you,
Dante.
Dante. You as well. And I might come say hi to you if I see you at the stadium. I'm
That's
coming
right.
out tomorrow morning. So
All right,
thanks
thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate it. Donte Whitner,
Thank you,
everybody, does pre and post and halftime for the San
was
Francisco
a
49ers.
hell of a
Great stuff.
player.
He brought up a great point about Kyle Shanahan, too. I want to ask you guys about Kyle Shanahan next. Man, as you talked about who has more pressure, to me it is absolutely the 49ers who have been here three straight years and 4 of the last 6 years. They have no Super Bowl wins. If Kyle Shanahan doesn't win this game, will he be tabbed with the label can't win the big one? Gonna ask you that next, but first a message from Fairway Packing Company. Get ready for the big game by going to the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience a Fairway difference for yourself today. All you got to do is visit that steak shop. Get your game day on. That's right. If you can't make it in person, they do ship next day. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the steak shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry-aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the steak shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Woodward Sports own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Days ago, a great quarterback. What do you respect about him, and how has he improved since he's been in Detroit?
I mean, I think he's showing some of the stuff that he did in LA. I mean, you go with Jared, I mean, he built for a number of years, especially, you know, I think 17, 18, really 18. I mean, he played at MVP type level. When Jared's, when they give him a good scheme, when he's got good people around him, Jared's going to always find the spot. He's as accurate as any quarterback I've seen. He can play at a very top level. If you sit and make things easy for him, he will gas you. I've seen it over and over, whether it's with the Rams, whether it's with Detroit, and that's why you challenge it. You better be on your stuff or he can embarrass you fast.
So that's Kyle Shanahan talking about Jared Goff, but I want to turn the focus to Kyle Shanahan for a minute. So in 2019, they obviously lost to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, they've had a really good run over the last 5 years or so. 5 years starting in 2019. Well, actually, 4 years. 4 of the last 6 years they've been in the conference championship game. Lost in the Super Bowl in 2019, then lost in the conference championship game in 2021 against the Rams. Lost last year in the conference championship game. They had no quarterback that game, but
Eagles.
They lost to the Eagles, and now they play a Detroit Lions team at home that is more than a touchdown fit. You know how this league works. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It matters if you won or if you lost. That is the only thing. And if Kyle Shanahan loses this game to the Detroit Lions, would they, the San Francisco 49ers, say, you know what? Maybe this guy can't win the big game. Maybe we need to make a change at head coach. Is that possible?
No. I don't think it's possible, and this is why. There are actually legit excuses, and I hate even using that word because legit and excuses typically don't go together. But there are legit excuses why they lose that game. Last year they played the Eagles, okay? They didn't have their quarterback. The quarterback that got them to the NFC Championship last year, the quarterback that got them to the NFC Championship this year, and Brock Purdy, they didn't have him. The backup quarterback gets hurt. Hell, Christian McCaffrey was taking snaps at one point last year, and the Eagles still didn't blow that team out. So I don't put that one on him. And then, hell, when he was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, the 28-3 game, the infamous, look, the head coach was Dan Quinn. It is up to Dan Quinn to say, go back to what you were doing in the first half. He never did, so he botched that one. And then you look at the game they played against the Chiefs. There was 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in that game, and there was a post route thrown by Jimmy Garoppolo to a wide open Emmanuel Sanders. And what did Emmanuel Sanders do? Or no, excuse me. Emmanuel Sanders was wide open. Jimmy G threw the ball out the end zone. They catch that ball, they're ahead, and they probably win that game. So I think for what he's built and considering all the players or the coaches that have come under him, I think he's fine. He'll be fine with the 49ers. Also, the main reason, this Lions is a good team. Like, this isn't a team. This isn't the Bucs playing against, and the Bucs were a very formidable team. This isn't the Bucs playing against the 49ers. You know, this isn't the Rams team, although the Rams have their number a little bit, that snuck in there. This is the team that scored the most points in the NFL this year, the Detroit Lions. The offense is the number 2 offense overall in the league, number 1 passing offense in the NFL this year, or number 2 behind the Dolphins. This is a great team coming into Levi Stadium. So I don't think he'd be on a hot seat, but I think, you know, people be pissed, but I don't think he'd be on a hot seat.
I'm with Braylon on this, Rye, but I will say this. The fans definitely will be pissed.
Hell yeah.
There's no question about
49ers
that.
Fans don't play that.
And you know what? He's going to have to start questioning himself. I mean, his dad won himself a few Super Bowls, and Kyle has not yet. Do I think Kyle's a terrific coach? Absolutely. Could Matt LaFleur have beaten him last week? He should have. They should have beaten him. I don't care how freaking rusty they were. That's a 7 seed that gets into the playoffs. And they were the better team.
As a 10-point dog.
As a 10-point freaking dog. And they dominated them. If they get that first down on 4th and goal, 4th and inches, they go up 10-0, and I'm telling you, that game is over. But they didn't. So they survived. And last year, you know what happened to Brock Purdy and everyone else on that team against the Eagles? Eagles were a formidable team. But they were home, right? Wasn't Philly home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is different. But this ain't a big home field advantage. I'm not giving the 49ers a huge home field advantage. Home field advantage is here in Detroit. That's where the home field advantage is. And the Lions are going to go in there, and they gotta play their best. They've won their last 3 games. They've all been home. The last road game they played, refresh my memory.
That was at Minnesota.
At Minnesota.
The first one.
No, at Dallas was the Lions' last
Yes,
game.
at Dallas.
Yeah.
Came back to
They did pretty damn good in that game.
I think so.
They did pretty damn good in that game. They ain't scared.
Yeah.
They ain't scared. Kyle Shanahan, he better win this game before people, definitely, the shows will be talking about him.
two things. I think if I was a 49ers fan and I was doing analysis of the Lions game against the Bucs, you can almost say the Lions survived the Bucs to a certain extent. There was a pick six that was dropped in. There was an interception dropped in the end zone. Lions come away with points after that. You have 3 passes dropped by Mike Evans, who's one of the best wide receivers in the league. One of those drops, it wasn't a tip pass or a same time bang bang with he and another safety. He just dropped the ball and it goes up in the air, and CD Deuce gets the interception. So they can look at that as well. But getting back to Kyle Shanahan, I thought about something, Ryan, and you might be right about this. Listening to Maz, he won't be on the hot seat. Now the fans will be pissed. He won't be on the hot seat, but mentally, can this do something to him mentally? Because if you're a coach and you start not being able to get it done for whatever reason, because although I'm not blaming him, I'm blaming Dan Quinn. Mm-hmm. He was the offensive coordinator that didn't pull the trigger. You look at certain games, so could that enter into his mind? Like, damn, I keep getting close. Maybe it's not meant to be. Then maybe you start to change things, and when you start to change things, when you're already really good, damn near great, it can affect who you are. So that would be something to watch for. If he loses this game, regardless if the Lions are better or not, he could actually mentally be out of it a little bit.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson talking about the 49ers. Here's what he had to say about the opponent.
Word or two.
That's okay. We apologize for the language. This is from Corey Woods, this video.
So the DNA championship don't stop. Y'all want to hear about insights and shit about San Fran and all that? That's a great team, a dominant team. I'm just glad that we made it to the point to face for a championship. Kudos to their coaches, kudos to their players, and also kudos to our coaches and kudos to our players. The 2 best teams are fighting for the conference championships. No questions about matchup, no questions about talent-wise. The 2 best teams fighting for the conference. I'm tired of y'all talking about matchups.
What about the intensity level? How much does that go up in the conference championship?
The intensity always go up. It's NFL. Guys go in with an intensity level to win every weekend. The only thing that changed this weekend is we got a title game in front of you. Shit don't change. You still got to play 60 minutes of football. Only thing that changed is how you win the game and how you celebrate. And I think you want to come out on the other side of winning. This group deserves it. And I ain't talking about me. The guys that's been here, that went 0-10-1, they deserve it. The guys that got drafted here, they deserve this shit. So, thank you guys. I gotta let him get into.
He's so appreciative of the surroundings in Allen Park and in this organization. He's right, man. The guys that went 0-10-1 in this team, the guys that were drafted here, hell, even guys like Penei Sewell, right? I mean, yeah, you're excited, you're getting drafted, and then you're like, Detroit, really? I mean, that happens. I mean, Bray, that happens every year, probably multiple times a draft. You're excited for the accomplishment of being drafted, but then you're like, I'm going to Detroit, going to Cleveland, going to Jacksonville when they sucked. I mean, that matters. And for those people to be drafted by this organization, live through some of the downtimes, and to just kind of be on this trek now, it's real special for them.
Yeah, it's real special for the people of Detroit. I just love listening to CD Deuce talk.
All day.
It's just literally, it's matter of fact. It's just about business. Nothing gets him riled. I mean, he gets riled up, but riled up in the sense of, this is what we do. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're capable of. This is what we know we can do. It's going to be a fun game, and to be honest, that's going to be the matchup that I'm looking for. You talk about Baker Mayfield and CD Deuce kind of going back and forth a little bit online. Deebo Samuel and CD Deuce are going to have a game because they're the same type of individual. They're both great at what they do. They're both all pros at what they do, and they get their team going, and they get the chance to play against each other. I can't wait to see the type of jaw-jacking that they're going to be up to in this game.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to pat myself on the back for the 1,000th time, but that was the guy I wanted from the get-go. And tell me he didn't change this defense. This defense ain't the best defense.
Without question.
They're not the best. But we got CJ, GJ. That's all I got to say, man. I'm happy he's on our team.
Guys, more Lions talk coming up next. But first, a message from Premier Pet Supply.
All right, fellas. Premier Pet Supply. Do not settle for less. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply, hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Family-owned and operator for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations, and they give you everything the big box guys and the online stores give you. except they do it with a family-friendly attitude. And they got nutritionists to tell you about those 60 brands of food that they have, and they will deliver it to you right to the curb or right to your front door. Give them a chance. Do not settle for less. It is PremierPetSupply.com.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, gang, walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for your chance to win the trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. You could walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
What does that mean, that the work you're doing now is making teams prior proud?
I think it's awesome. I feel like a lot of those guys, especially here in Detroit, didn't even get to go to the playoffs or win playoff games. So to do it here, I know how much it means to those former players to see their former team finally winning games at home with the atmosphere. I couldn't imagine being a former player coming back and watching us, do what we've been doing. So I'm happy for them. I know they're ecstatic. But like I said, for us as a team, we want to do it for, obviously, us as a team, for the fans, and then for guys like that, for former players that I know, how much they've always wanted to win something here. We have a chance to do that now, and, it's just, we're here. It's now.
Woodward Sports Network, hour number 2 on a Friday, taking you up until Championship Sunday, where you've got the Chiefs and the Ravens at 3, Lions and 49ers from San Francisco coming up at 6:30 p.m. That is Amon-Ra St. Brown talking about the support of the former Lions alumni. And it's interesting because over the last couple of days, Glover Quinn has sent out tweets about, hey, Lions fans, I'm going to be in San Francisco. Where are y'all gathering? Where are y'all watching the game? Where are y'all going to be? I want to come join you. So I actually DM'd Glover, and I said, dude, I'm going to be there too. Can we do an interview with you? He said, bet. Awesome. Guys like Glover Quinn, guys like Stephen Tulloch, guys like Golden Tate, all showing up in person. And then you've got, Braylon, the support from the guys from around the league. Darius Slay, this is big for Detroit. Truly happy for them guys over there. Quandre Diggs, big for the city of Detroit, the organization. They earned that. Cliff Averill, who won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. Man, I love this for the city of Detroit. Y'all deserve it. Let's go, Lions. That's special, man. That is special because those guys that played here, this place sucked when they were here. This place downright sucked when they were here, and good for them because they understand this city, they understand the people, they understand the community, and they're here to back it.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I remember playing for the Jets when we got to the AFC Championship, when we kind of was making a little noise in the playoffs. Like, you would get the Sack Exchange guys would come back, Maz, to the game. Yeah. Sack Exchange guys would get us going, man. It would, like, seeing big Mark Gastineau.
Joe Klecko.
Joe Klecko. Seeing those guys on the sideline or seeing them at the facility in Florham Park, or you look at Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin was like, he's one of the sharpest dudes ever, man. He was smooth. He's working with the NFL.
It's a Parcells love.
Oh, 100%.
They love each other.
Oh, they love each other 100% because he understood each other.
Yep.
And Curtis Martin, he had a great career behind that. He and Barry Sanders, the only running backs to have 1,000 yards 10 seasons in a row, their first 10 seasons. But then it gives you that extra fuel, man. It gives you that extra gas. And then you talk about players being in the league. I remember when the Seattle Seahawks finally won the Super Bowl. I wasn't on the team. I was on the team a couple years before that. But I was tweeting out. I was excited. I was showing love, too. Like, when you play for a franchise, Ryan, you become a part of that brotherhood. You become a part of that. You become a part of the brotherhood. I can just leave it there. So you want to see that franchise do well, especially when it's a guy like Dan Campbell, especially when it's a team like this that's so together. You see that from afar, and you just want to tip your hat, and you know you're a part of it as well.
I mean, the hell that this fan base has gone through. I mean, it's second to none. And again, a lot of the people that follow this league really didn't know what this team really went through because they were so bad that no one even paid attention to them. You all know. We laugh. The draft is on. Oh, we'll get the Lions pick in just a few minutes. Let's go to a commercial break here. No one gave a damn. I mean, hell, when they had the damn draft in Vegas a few years ago, I thought whoever we drafted was going to jump in the freaking Bellagio fountain. I mean, who the hell wanted to be drafted by this team? Now, it's a destination. And guess what? We got the draft this year here in April. It just seems it's just working out. We're 60 minutes from the Super Bowl. You're probably going to get a uniform change, maybe a logo change. Everything, even though I don't think you should do it now, to be honest with you.
I know, but they're going to do it.
They're probably going to do it. Just get rid of the gray pajamas.
That's why you can't find any Lions gear.
Yeah, just get rid of the gray pajamas.
They're not making any new stuff.
It's flying off the shelves. I mean, John, you could tell you that, Bray. I mean, they
don't have any merch left.
Everything is coming together. Why not us this time? Why not?
You know, you had mentioned, Maz, something about they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, Donte Whitner said earlier in the program, and if you didn't hear that interview, I encourage everybody to rewind it and check him out. Donte Whitner, the pre-post and halftime host for the San Francisco 49ers radio network. He said when Dan Campbell talked about biting kneecaps 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He's like, I was like, this guy's going to be out of here within 3 years. You know, this guy ain't making it.
Quite the opposite.
But what he said was sometimes you have to be a little delusional to actually believe that you're going to get it right. And I think that's really what it is. These guys don't know and don't care about one playoff win over 66 years. These guys don't know and don't care. Only franchise or one of 4 franchises never to make it to a Super Bowl.
What did Tony say to Apollo Creed? What did he say to him?
I don't
Rocky
got 6
won.
years.
No, Rocky won.
I don't sweat you?
No.
What?
Tony is trainer of Apollo Creed.
We know what you're talking
about. After Rocky is beating him in the first few rounds.
He doesn't think it's a damn show.
He thinks it's a real fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
it's
it took
a fact.
me a minute.
Yeah.
You said Tony. I was thinking Paulie, but Tony,
Sorry,
the
man.
manager.
Tony.
Sorry, but
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I understand.
That's everything. That's everything.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's
We
a
don't
damn
know
show.
crap.
He thinks it's a damn fight. But again, this team, just to finish my thought on that, these players, they don't care that the Detroit Lions, we all know the Super Bowl stat, right? The Detroit Lions are the only team in the NFL prior to this year that never won a wild card game. They were 0-9 in wild card games. Only franchise in the NFL never to win a wild card game. These players don't care about that. They didn't even know that stat. They just show
We didn't know it.
They just show up and play and win. And that's what they've done.
I'm just thinking.
Sorry, thanks. Sorry, yeah, I was picking my nose there, guys.
No,
Sorry
you guys
about
are good.
that. Thanks, Pete.
I do it often.
Appreciate you,
Don't
buddy.
worry about it.
Thanks.
Okay. No, I was just thinking.
I had an itch.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
nothing wrong.
with
Hey, you got an itch, you got to scratch it. There's
No,
nothing
I
wrong
know,
with that.
man.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this whole ride, man, watching the Detroit Lions, and you're absolutely right, man. Like, when you haven't been there, they're not looking for moral victories. You know, they're not looking to say, hey, you know, we did this, or hey, you know, we won the North, or hey, you know, we beat the Bucs and we beat the Rams. Like, they're looking at this as what Dan Campbell told them 3 years ago. You guys stick with me. You guys trust me. You guys buy into what I'm selling. You guys buy into the hard work. You buy into putting in the time. You buy into trusting one another. You buy into being a brotherhood. You buy into being a family. You buy into the grit. You buy into being the villains. You buy into Detroit versus everybody. And they've done that. 3 years in a row, especially this season, and you look at it at the end, they've bought into all that. So they don't subscribe to what everybody else is saying. Even me, they're not subscribing to what I'm talking about. They're subscribing to their coach who told them we can do this 3 years ago, and now here they are. If someone told you 3 years ago this is what we're going to do, and you all were there and you all bought into it, and now here you are, Ryan, why the hell wouldn't you listen to him when he says we're going to beat the 49ers? Why the hell wouldn't you listen to him when he says this is our year to win the Super Bowl? It doesn't matter who we play. And one of those teams you've seen already. You saw what happened with the Giants and the Patriots the second time they played in 2007, 2008. They believe in him, as they should. As they should.
And some people are chiming in on the chat. Was it a pick or a scratch? It was kind of a combination of the two. It was
a script.
It was a little bit of a pick and a little bit of a scratch. But it happens, okay? There's no doubt about it.
You're on camera all the time. You get these itches and scratches. You got to do it, man. You guys caught me.
It's a little dusty in the studio.
I've been caught red-handed a million times.
There is one player who probably knows this team's history, and that's Aiden Hutchinson. Born and raised here, born in Plymouth, raised in Plymouth, Dearborn Divine Child, University of Michigan, Detroit Lions. Here's what he had to say about this Lions run and this Lions franchise.
Growing up here, you grow up with a lot of the same old Lions stuff and a lot of the tragedy and whatever you want to call it. I grew up with it, and so to be on this side of it, and even I see videos of little kids and just like seeing that generation grow up with this Lions team and the Lions teams to come. It's cool to have two different perspectives on it and to see kind of both sides of the coin.
Pretty cool, and he took that moment after the game to kind of look around and see what was going on. And I hope everybody that was in that building took a moment and looked around and saw everything that this team and this city and this franchise has accomplished. Because, coming into 2023, this building had zero moments.
Yeah.
Zero. I mean, they might have had a couple, individual, Calvin Johnson thing, whatever. But individual moments are not team moments. Individual moments are not championship moments. And these moments that have been built this year throughout the season have been just tremendous.
Yeah, 100%. You talk about moments. You talk about Barry Sanders. I told you I never was a Lions fan, but I always a fan of the players. Barry Sanders had a ton of moments. They were Barry's moments. Like, the only person that really, truly could celebrate in those moments was Barry or the offensive line, who occasionally blocked for him outside of my boy, Lomas Brown. They were his moments. Calvin Johnson, the 300 yards, 347 or what it was against the Cowboys, that's a Calvin Johnson moment. Getting into the Hall of Fame, that's a Calvin Johnson moment. But beating the Rams the first round, winning the North, beating the Bucks, getting to the NFC Championship, having a chance to get to the Super Bowl, these are Lions moments. And these Lions moments become city moments. That's why when Barry left, a lot of people you know what, he did it this way. He's individual. He's selfish. The Calvin deal. They easily go back to the next moment or what's coming next. These moments, the fans can revel in, I think is the word. So shout out to the Lions. They've made some moments, but this isn't the end. That's the good thing about this is we've talked about it. They built this thing in such a way where this isn't a one-year ride. This isn't we got to celebrate as much as we can because it's not going to happen next year. We always give you that pothole metaphor. If you go 6 feet down, you can fix the potholes. But they go 3 feet down just to make more money. Dan Campbell went 6 feet down, and the Lions are going to be here for a while.
Hey, guys, I want to show you a graphic here. This is what happened the last time the Lions made the NFC Championship back in 1991 and 1992. These were the hot items back then. Of course, the gas prices, the movies. Go ahead, Ryan, read those things.
Yeah, in 1992, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. That was the top movie. Everything I do it for you. A little Bryan Adams. How about that?
Good song.
Great song.
Barry Sanders led the league in rushing touchdowns.
16.
Gas was $1.14 per gallon. It was like that. Well, it was like in the $1.50s a couple of years ago too.
No, I'm saying now, not like that.
It was 98 cents during COVID.
Not that diesel fuel.
MC Hammer the Hammer dance became popular.
Here come the hammer. Here come the hammer.
I love looking back at that kind of stuff.
No doubt about it, guys. All right. Nick Bosa chimes in on the Lions championship game as well. We'll do that next. Lamar Jackson talking about Patrick Mahomes. We'll get into that game a little bit. Our official picks. Lots to get to on a Friday, Football Friday, Championship Friday. But first, a message from Swiss.
Yes, do you have football on the brain like us? Of course you do. This college football season was amazing, and the NFL season is winding down. The final 4 teams. But you know what you can't wind down on, and that is shopping your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance today. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today, or send them an email at swissins.com. Or you know what? You can always just call them at 248-800-4177. That is Swiss Insurance.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
As soon as last season ended, the goal was to get back to where you are right now. Do those past experiences, do they have any impact on what's going to happen on Sunday night?
It's hard to say if it's going to impact what goes down for 3 hours on Sunday, but definitely is good experience for us. Been here a lot, but yeah, it's really a new year every year, so got to play good.
I'm extremely familiar with Jared Goff. Is he the same guy in Detroit that he was in LA, and what's the key to defending him?
Yeah, I think he is the same guy. Not saying he's played great in LA and he's played great with Detroit, but the key is obviously getting pressure on him. He's got a really good O-line, so it makes it tough, but you cover up his first couple reads and you get after him, hit him a few times, it changes things a little bit.
I mean, this is the second clip that we've heard where, because even Kyle Shanahan, when he was talking about Jared Goff, didn't really sound like he believed in Jared Goff. And he said something, I can't remember exactly what it was. Anyway, I thought I wrote it down.
You put pressure on him?
Yeah, but they don't believe in Jared Goff. They don't like Jared Goff as a quarterback. They like Jared Goff's offensive line. They like Jared Goff when he's in good situations. So, I mean, and to a certain extent, people here in Detroit are like, yeah, when everything's right, Jared Goff is great. But I think what you saw him do in these 2 playoff games is different than what Jared Goff did when he was with the LA Rams. I think what you saw him do in his playoff is different than what he did in the season. Like, you got to go out there and win playoff games. That's tough. And I know they were at home, and I know everything was great, and it's a great offensive line. You got to go out there and win games. I don't think they're giving him the credit that he deserves, and that could be something for the 49ers. You underestimate Jared Goff. You underestimate this team, because he definitely does not believe in Jared Goff. No. He's the same guy we saw in L.A., the same guy here. I just think his offensive line is really good, which they are. They're undermining Jared Goff, and you talk about how he's a silent killer. You talked about he does feed into this a little bit. He just doesn't let us know. Guarantee you, Jared Goff is watching these press conferences too, and he's like, okay.
You know, one of the things about these press conferences too, and I go back to this with Dan Campbell, the manner in which they're talking.
Yeah,
you know,
sedated almost.
Is all like
first
this,
out of surgery.
the other thing, and like he's sleepwalking. Kyle Shanahan, like, man, he's all right.
Brock Purdy, too.
Brock Purdy sleepwalking. Dan Campbell, ready to go.
And it goes.
What did he say? What did he say? We're coming.
We're going in.
Do we have that bite again? Can you? Yeah, go grab that bite again. If you're if you're just joining us, this is the greatest soundbite in the history of Dan Campbell since kneecaps, I think.
Yeah,
I truly believe it is. Because, Braylon, it's a mindset. It's an attitude. It's a tone that you are setting with your team. And we'll get it for you. But Ken Brown, good friend Ken Brown from WJR, he's in the asking the question, do you feel like you have to pull your guys back a little bit? And Dan Campbell is like, no, here it is.
The team's been there 4 times. It's your first time in this game. Emotionally, you got to pull your team back a little bit. I can even see the energy in you from the other days now. And
I don't want to pull them back.
You don't want to pull them
back? Pull them back. No, we're going. We're going. They'll adjust on the fly. But we're going in. And they'll be ready.
We're going in.
They'll be ready.
I know you guys get tired of me going down memory lane talking about the Jets, talking about the AFC Championship, but it is what it is. I'm going to give you my experience. That's why
I don't get tired of it.
That's why I'm on the show.
Who gets tired of it?
I'm trying to give you in-game experience to kind of make them make sense. We played, Maz, I go back to you too because I know you're a Jets fan. When we played the Patriots in the semifinals, 2011 playoffs, 2010 season, they were the #1 team in the AFC. They sleptwalked into that game. They sleptwalked to play against. It was it's the Jets. They snuck into the playoffs. They're not that good.
They beat your ass.
Exactly. So we saw. You saw what we did to them in week 11 or whenever. We were 9-2, so it'd have been week 12. It was like, we saw what we did. They sleptwalked. But before you knew it, Ryan and Maya, they were in a fight, but they weren't ready to fight. We dominated that game. Now the final score is 28-21. That game was never close. We were up by 14-17 the majority of the game. But I say that to say this. As good as that team was, they had the great Tom Brady. They had the great Bill Belichick. They had all of that. But when we hit them in the mouth, when we came out first, got an interception by Dave Harris, shout out to the University of Michigan, when we scored first and then we scored again, by the time you wake up, Maz, it's too late.
Yep.
By the time you figure out, like, oh, shoot, like, these boys came to play, or these men came to play, it's too late. I'm watching this energy. It looks eerily familiar to that week that led up to that game, and we ended up beating the Patriots. Eerily familiar.
I can't express how much I feel the first quarter, the importance of the first quarter is.
It's a fact.
If you can not only withstand some sort of punch from the San Francisco 49ers, if you can get off, and we talk about taking the lead, if you can end that first quarter with the lead, man, get a touchdown and a stop, get a field goal and a stop, do something where you can steal a possession. Man, this thing could move here because I think San Francisco doubts themselves too. I think San Francisco knows that they got punched in the mouth last week by the Green Bay Packers. I think they know that. I think they survived. You don't think they got punched in the mouth last week?
It's not about getting punched in the mouth. I responded to what you just said in terms of that's what they think. They just got their best player back on offense. They're still the 49ers. They still had a season. Yeah, it was a tight game against the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur's, who knows Kyle Shanahan very well, all too well, best friends. Yes, Green Bay probably outplayed them. I will give you that.
Not probably.
Okay, Green Bay outplayed them. I give you that. But the 49ers won. They advanced. They get Deebo Samuel back. You saw him in practice. You saw what he looked like. So I don't think that they're like, oh, man, like they're skeptical of themselves. They still got all the players. No one's not playing. That defense is still a daunting defense. I just think they're just not taking the Detroit Lions serious. I don't think they're like, oh, do we have any? I just think they're not taking the Lions serious.
That's on the coach then. That's on the coach.
I can give you that.
Yeah.
I can give you that.
Deebo Samuel did not practice Wednesday, limited yesterday. Don't know his status yet today.
He's going to probably be limited again, just like Ragnow. They're going to baby him until the game. Then they're going to shoot him up or whatever the hell they shoot him up with. They're going to tie his shoulder together, and he's going to go out there and try his best to stay in the game. And our guys are going to try their best to knock him on his ass and send him back to the sidelines. But like Braylon said earlier this week, they're ready to play without Deebo.
Yeah.
Last week they weren't ready to play without Deebo. He went out early in that first quarter. And they took him into the locker room. Before you know it, comes out second half and street clothes. It was over. So they're ready. The Lions will be ready as well. The better team is going to win this game, obviously. Don't turn the ball over. Play like you've been playing. And just follow your coach and believe in him. If he wants to go on 4th down, he wants to fake a punt or fake a field goal, believe in him. That's what got you here. Don't change who you are.
I agree with you 100%, Maz. The better team will win this game. Whoever wins this game is the better team. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't care what happens. If the Lions win, they were the better team. If the 49ers win, they were the better team. Yeah. But one thing I wish I would have said to Donte when he was on the phone and we were talking about, or he was on VMix, and we were talking about Deebo Samuel. He can't be as physical as he usually is with a shoulder like that. When you're delivering the blow, Maz, on other players, when you're fronting the blow, you're using your shoulder. Yep. You're leveraging your shoulder. You're using left, right. Like, that's part of how you run somebody over, truck stick somebody. He won't be able to use his shoulder like that. So a couple of those trying to run somebody over, shoulder gets a little weaker. Shot wears off a little bit. Oh, yeah. Shot wears off a little bit more. Now the next time you catch a pass, now you don't want to get hit because of that. So that's one thing I think the Lions do have the advantage. They're a very physical team, and you're playing against a guy that likes to be physical, but with a shoulder situation, you can't be as physical as you want to, because I guarantee you 1, 2, 3 of those hits, that shoulder will forget that you took that Torador shot.
Couple of things. In the 2 games that Deebo Samuel did not play, we talk about Kyle Shanahan has 2 weeks to get ready, has the entire week to get ready for a game plan without Deebo Samuel. Yeah. The beneficiary there is George Kittle. George Kittle has led the 49ers in receiving in the 2 games that Deebo did not play. Also, in those 2 games that Deebo did not play, Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions both times. So 4 total interceptions in the 2 games there. So we'll see what happens.
We keep forgetting, like, George Kittle is not one of those dudes. Like, I think that's the one thing, and I'm glad you brought that up. Like, George Kittle has been one of those dudes in the NFL for the better part of 4 or 5 years now.
No doubt. Yeah. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we get back, it's going to be a Baldy segment. Brian Baldinger breaks down the Lions unlike anybody else can possibly do. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number, 1-800 stay out. That number again, 1-800 stay out. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out. Stay out.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
More Maz, less Stanford. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford has done by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They offer the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. Located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. And again, if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella, LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a Baldy segment because we love this guy, and he breaks down the film and breaks down what the Detroit Lions are doing unlike anybody out there right now. So here's video number 1. We have 3 videos. They're all about 90 seconds long. This is Brian Baldinger breaking down the Josh Reynolds touchdown reception.
Let's take a look at the first touchdown by the Lions. They're in a 3-by-2 set. All right. You got J-Mo up there. You got Reynolds and Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right. You get 2 down here. Bucks are sitting in a quarter coverage. They got 10 toes on the goal line. It's 3rd and 5. They're going to run a high-low concept right here with St. Brown and Josh Reynolds. And right here, Antoine Winfield is going to plaster St. Brown. High-low. They kind of blow it over the top. And there's Josh Reynolds for the opening touchdown on 3rd and 5. And Ford Field erupts like it has never erupted before. You can just feel the energy right through the film here. And now you watch this here. It's up to these guys to really hold up. No blitz, 4-man rush. All right? It's going to be just a slide right protection right here. So, jet protection here to the right. So, perfectly done right here. All right? 3-on-2. But this is the tough block. Right here, Jonah Jackson's got the tough block away from the slide. He's got to hold up. That's why right here, Jared Goff just slides a little bit to his right. And then the throw was such anticipation. What a great feeling. What a great feeling when you just execute perfectly like that for a touchdown.
The intricacies of the offense, the ability that Jared Goff has to anticipate where people are going to be that's a tough throw to make down in the red zone, and knowing that your player, a player that you trust, is going to be there. It's a great play by Goff. It's a great play designed by Ben Johnson.
And it's funny, we were just talking about the lack of respect for Jared Goff. You can say what you want to at that press conference. When they really believe in players, man, they talk a different way. Like, ask those guys about Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh.
Watch how they talk at that play at the podium about Jahmyr. Oh, man, he's fast. He's electric. You see some of the things he does. He's getting better in the running game, running between the tackles. He's always great on the outside, great running back, receiver / type player. They asked about Jared Goff. Didn't get all that. But what you saw in that film, he felt Jonah Jackson and the block moving, pause. He felt it and didn't even look. He was able to slide, then slide up, and he anticipated the pass. One of the big credits that we give C.J. Stroud for being such a dynamic rookie, but and even Brock Purdy to a certain extent, when you want to give them credit, the anticipation, where the ball should be, throwing guys open. That's what you saw in that play from Jared.
They're comfortable.
I'm mad that we see that because there's no Jonah Jackson this week. You saw a tremendous job by him. But that was a play that Jared Goff made. Great protection by Jonah Jackson. Great route by Josh Reynolds in the back end of the end zone. But Jared Goff slide up. He made the throw, anticipation. Like, that's Jared Goff as well as everybody involved. It's all of it. It's not just this. It's not just that. Jared Goff deserves credit as well.
Want more? How about Baldy on Jahmyr Gibbs?
Jahmyr Gibbs stands tall, 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And this, he's just going to attack the void right here coming out of the backfield in this Tampa Bay defense. And Goff gets it to him. He picks up 12 yards. Then they run this gut play. Here comes Glasgow and Ragnow. Like, he's not even going to wait. Just beep, 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 beep. He's just a road runner is what he is. Like, man, he gains yards so fast. And then nobody wants to see this. Nobody in this league, including KJ Britt right here, wants to see him in this choice route. Because once he gets you there, he puts you in a deep freeze. He's by you. And then, like, he can just accelerate. And then when it's 2nd and 3 and you need tough 4 yards, you just show your patience right here. Just wait for Sewell to clear and then get right behind the Highway 58. 4 yards on first down, and then the biggest play of the second half by the Lions. The biggest offensive play of the day came right here. 2nd and 2, 17-17 game. And he put Antoine Winfield into that freeze, and then he burst. And Motown went crazy. But what are you supposed to do if you're the free safety, Antoine Winfield Jr., when he comes right at you with this split? Like, there it is. Now, he's just going to come with a little, like, you square up because he can go anywhere. He's by you. He's a special talent. They got that draft pick completely right, like most of their picks over the last 2 years or 3 years.
The first thing I'll say before I talk about that tremendous breakdown by Baldy is, damn it, why wasn't he breaking film down when I played? I want a nickname. His nicknames are the best. The Motor City Common, now Panay Sewell's Highway 58. Gotta love the nicknames by Baldy. But he's right. You watch the progression of Jahmyr Gibbs, just in the last 4 weeks. If you watch the progression of Jahmyr Gibbs, he's running between the tackles. He's getting on the outside. Look at the one catch he made when he set him up. He caught the ball, spent around, then got outside, still made the guy miss. He's in the hole. I talked about the play when he set Antoine Winfield up, how he got vertical. That's a very serious thing in the game. You get vertical, you freeze the defender. Once he got vertical, he's one of the fastest guys, probably the fastest guy on the team next to you-know-who, Jameson Williams. Then he gets outside. But the last thing you like to see, he's not just some little scat back. That's a receiver / running back. Did you see the physicality at the end of that touchdown? He stiff-armed the safety to the ground and looked at him. He has bought into the grit, too. That was a hell of a breakdown, and I'm excited to see Jahmyr Gibbs this week.
I don't want to say like a told you so moment right now, but remember back at all those draft shows we did for months?
A running back?
And I said, I got the player wrong. But how much was I talking about Bijan Robinson?
Yeah.
I got the player wrong, but I got the position right. You can't take a running back that much. You can't take a running back that high. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. That's exactly what this team needed. That's exactly what this team needed, is a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think the draft will change moving forward because of how Brad Holmes drafted for this Detroit Lions team. He didn't care about charts and value and this and that. You can't take this guy here. You can't take this guy here. It's not value, whatever. Get out of here with that mess. Does the guy fit your system or not?
At the end of the day,
that's how you're gonna get players.
At the end of the day, when you're a genius or when you become elite at what you do, sometimes you gotta take a walk on the wild side. You gotta walk by yourself, and you gotta have people point at you and say, "Oh, that's never gonna work." Nikola Tesla, the list is on and on. He walked out there by himself, came up with how he wanted to run the team, how he wanted to draft the players he was looking for, and it's working. You see this Detroit Lions, every time we bring up the stats by these rookies, they're breaking another record, and another record. The other good thing, too, for them is Christian McCaffrey, Maz, is Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery in one. The problem with that is he's in there a lot. He's the catalyst for that. He's always, he's trying to get fresh on the sideline. When he's not in, they're not doing the same things in the backfield. But having two running backs, David Montgomery and then Jahmyr Gibbs, operating at this level, you save energy, you save time, you save speed. So I think having them two and then Jahmyr balling right now, Jahmyr coming out of the shell, it's going to be fire.
Here's Highway 58, Baldy's thoughts on him.
Highway 58.
Let's watch Penei Sewell, who's been nearly perfect in the postseason. When you talk about widening a pocket, can you widen a pocket any more than this right here against the Rams? I mean, Jared Goff hitches twice, and nobody gets near him. All right? And each, like right here, you help with AD, all right, because you got to help with AD. But then you get back over here to Byron Young, and you widen him. All right, so help out your partner. That's always good. Then you get outside. Like here's AD right here. It always helps if you get off to a good start, a fast start. He's the first one out of the blocks. Settle, and then just wait. Wait for AD in perfect condition right there. You watch him last week against Shaq Barrett. I mean, here he is. Hands, feet, base, bent knees. No one's getting near him. Down. If you want to go inside, here's what you do. You just play bumper cars and just run them into somebody. Just crash test derby right there. Perfect. All right? So you watch him right here because this week he's going to get Nick Bosa out here quite a bit. So you want to be perfect in your sets, just like this. Like that's a wide 9 by Barrett. Like you don't even let them get to your body. You just keep letting them run around. Great matchup this week. Bosa and Penei Sewell going at it on Sunday at Levi Stadium. I can't wait to watch that matchup.
Oh, Highway 58, baby. Highway 58. He's going to have his hands full, too, against Nick Bosa and those San Francisco 49ers.
They ain't scared.
Oh, they ain't scared.
We ain't scared.
We're coming. We're coming in. We're coming in. That's what he said, isn't it? We're coming in. That's what Dan Campbell said. It's money time.
Oh,
money time.
time to make some
Pick
cash.
segment next. Let's make some cash. But first, a message from Big Boy.
Oh, it's my turn. It's Big Boy, and wintertime is always better. With comfort foods from Big Boy, start your day off with a great breakfast, the stuffed potato pancakes, the Santa Fe garden omelet, the lumberjack omelet as well. Can't pass up those apple pie hot cakes as well. And don't forget, for lunch or dinner, you got the veal parmesan, the Southern Comfort chicken bowl, and then end your day with a great shake from Big Boy. The gingerbread shake is there for limited time only at your local Big Boy.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Woodward Sports own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey guys, it's Maz for Jack Labrador. You can check out that QR code and find out how to play this fun game. A new way to play rock, paper, scissors, 2 new symbols, and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Only $20 for this great Champions deck. It's awesome. It's only $20. Play it with your friends. Take it to the bowling alley with you. Play this instead of poker. Give it a shot right now. JackLabrador.gg.
All right, it is the time of the week that we're running out of these days, man.
Oh, my God.
One more day after this that we'll do
I'm starting to get sick.
Actual picks. I know. I think
You know, people go into the seasonal depression.
Sure.
I go into literally football seasonal depression. When it's over, you got to just drop me off in Florida for spring training. That's the only thing that would revive me.
But can you imagine? Look, the Lions have gotten us through January, right? Can you imagine if they win this game? They'll get us through half of February.
Not half, the whole. Like what? Even
right.
What?
Exactly. At least half of February, as far as talking about games. You know?
But then after, you're still gonna be talking about.
I'm just saying, like the feeling of it.
We probably won't mention the draft till April.
Okay, so here we go, guys.
I'm ready already.
I'm joking.
I know.
Now, I've seen this number change in a couple of different spots.
Did you see the pick'em from last week?
No, what's that?
You went 3-1.
Oh, I did.
Braylon went 2-2.
I lost.
And I went 2-2. So you had a good week last week.
Do you want to use BetMGM or do you want to use ESPN?
I don't want to use any ESPN. I hate those commercials.
Okay.
Use BetMGM.
So we'll use BetMGM. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are a 3.5-point underdog. 3.5. So Baltimore minus 3.5. The over-under is 44.5. We're gonna pick both of them.
Yeah.
Sides and totals. Okay. Sides and totals because there's just nothing left. So Braylon Edwards, Side and total. Ravens minus 3.5, over under 44.
Hold on, Bray. Before you do that, I want to play a Lamar Jackson cut.
Please.
Because maybe that'll change your mind about this game.
Okay.
Let's play them back to back, Pete. Lamar Jackson on the Chiefs and Lamar Jackson on facing you know who, Patrick Mahomes.
We can't overshadow what's in front of us right now. Not at all. You know, those guys are the former Super Bowl champions. And to be a champion, you got to go through a champion, you know, so that's pretty much the mindset. I don't like competing against him at all. But yeah, I mean, he's a great quarterback. Definitely a Hall of Famer. It's not even it's a no-brainer. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. But it's just, I believe it's just two greats, up-and-coming greats, just going toe-to-toe, you know, like a heavyweight fight.
It's a heavyweight fight. He's a Hall of Famer going toe-to-toe.
You gotta beat. You want to
beat
the best. You want to be the best. You got to beat the best.
No, that's called. You want to be the man.
You gotta beat the man.
You gotta beat the man. Woo!
Yeah, Ric Flair style.
Woo!
100%. I mean, look, and Lamar's not new to this. The man in college when he was there was Deshaun Watson because of what he was doing at Clemson, and he beat Deshaun Watson going into his last year. So he's had the big moments, seen the big guy. He knocked off Josh Allen last week, played a tremendous game, so that defense. He's ready to get it cracking. Like, he's ready to be next up. He's ready to be the one. The one is Patrick Mahomes. Now, Mahomes has a lot more than him as it relates to accolades and shining trophies and things like that. But we're talking about now. We're not talking about last year. We're not talking about the regular season. We're not talking about those championships by Mahomes. We're talking about right now. And Lamar Jackson, if he knocks off Patrick Mahomes, he becomes the guy, at least until the Super Bowl is played. So I like his attitude. He's always been this guy, though. Very about the moment. He never talks about anything else but what's in front of him, so you got to respect that.
Go ahead, Ryan. Throw those numbers out again.
All right, so you got Baltimore minus 3.5, over under 44.5. For those people that don't gamble, what's the total combined score? Is it over 44.5 or under 44.5? That's just what that is, because we have not done the over-unders before. Bray, I'm starting with you.
44.5 for the Chiefs and the Ravens. Over. I take the over.
How about the
who
spread?
you got?
Of course, the Ravens.
Okay, so what's your score? I got you. Generically.
Generically, I'm going.
So you've got Ravens and over.
Yeah. I'm going 38-24.
Oh, wow.
38-24.
Pretty good math.
I'm going to take the Ravens to win the game, but I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover that number. I don't think they lose by more than 3. Something's rotten about that number, because when I'm looking at this game, I'm looking at the Ravens to run them out of the building. They're home. Lamar Jackson's peaking. They got Mark Andrews back. Their running game is good. John Harbaugh is playing with Harbaugh money. They have not lost. The Harbaughs are on fire. You can't go against that team. The Super Bowl winners are playing them. Patrick Mahomes, 6 straight AFC championship games, and he's only played 6 damn years in the NFL. It's amazing. So I'm going to take the gallant Chiefs with the points, a tough champion, but I'm going to take the Ravens to win, and I'm going under on this game. I'm going 24-21.
Oh, my God. I wrote my score first, okay? You have 24-21 Baltimore, though, right?
That would put me over.
No, 24-21 over.
I'll go 23-21.
Under, okay.
I'll take 23-21, Ravens win.
Okay, so I am taking the Chiefs. I'm saying the Chiefs win, and if the Chiefs win, it's going to be under. I'm going 24-20. Chiefs win. Mahomes magic.
We got the same number.
Yeah, 44. I think it's just under. That number, if you think of Baltimore and Kansas City with these two dynamic quarterbacks, you automatically think 34-31. This number is so low. That's why I'm going under, because the number in and of itself is just too low. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're checking on the weather as well. I don't know what the weather's going to be in Baltimore. It'll probably be like this crap we've been getting the last few days.
So you guys at least both have Baltimore winning. I'm the only one that puts Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
JB, who's the weather in Baltimore on Sunday? Give us a look.
Yep, I'll check and see.
I didn't.
It's going to be a hell of a game, man.
Oh, man. Give me 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourself for 2 seconds.
Hey,
I want to try to find this one
In reality, this game, and I know you said it's every other year, right? They put the AFC, NFC first and second. Had the Packers and Lions been playing in this game, I think the NFC Championship game would have been the 3 o'clock
It was
game.
not. It was before the game on Saturday. Trust me on that.
Yeah?
Yes.
So
it
we
was
got
announced before the game.
Okay, I'm wrong then.
So the weather for Sunday, we got a high of 45.
Oh, that's summer.
But it is raining all day.
Okay.
Guys, I don't have it in front of me now, but I could have sworn I saw a stat about the referees in this game.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
What is it?
The referee that's reffing the Kansas City-Baltimore game favors the away team.
Yes.
And I mean by
Big
a lot.
time.
A big-time thing. I think it's Sean Smith, if I'm not mistaken, because we got the other crap in our game, the other idiot that wrecked us a few years ago on that the Green Bay. Remember the throw to Richard Rodgers
That's
to
what
win
it
that
was.
Thursday night game?
Yeah.
He was the referee, and I think it's Carl Sheffers, if I'm not mistaken. But
Okay.
this guy in the Ravens game, he favors the away team, Braylon. That means he's going to give the Chiefs some more calls than he gives the Ravens.
Yeah, he said he favors the away team, so
Yes.
he tries to provide maybe like a help, little crutch, if you will, a little handicap. Look, at the end of the day, it's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is he's a damn good player. He's the best player in the NFL. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's in that conversation. But this Ravens team, man, you've seen what they've done all year long. The 49ers have seen what this Ravens team has done. The Lions have seen what this 49 team has done. You talked about the best 4 teams in the league. Well, the Ravens have beat the hell out of 2 of them. So just looking at it from that standpoint, they add Dalvin Cook. They even got him involved last week. So I get it. The Chiefs, blah, blah, blah. But they only threw to 2 people last game against the Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They threw the ball to Travis Kelce, and they threw the ball to Rashee Rice. That's it. And they ran the ball with Pacheco. That's not working against the number 1 defense in the NFL, which is the Baltimore Ravens. So I respect Patrick Mahomes. I respect Andy Reid, and I respect that team. But it's just not their year. They limped this far.
They do look very beatable.
But
they still win
because they've been here before, and because Sean McDermott outcoached himself. Josh Allen didn't make the plays down the line. It's their experience and the greatness of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid has carried them this far, but it's carried them to another Super Bowl winning head coach, another defense that's like that, another quarterback that's like that.
The last thing about this, and I do not think you can underestimate the power of the NFL. The NFL absolutely wants Kansas City in the Super Bowl. They absolutely want Patrick Mahomes. They absolutely want Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in this Super Bowl. Nobody will convince me otherwise. And there might be a shady thing happening during the game here and there where a flag gets thrown that's very questionable. And especially the crew itself that's assigned to the game not only favors the away team in such a large way. And you know that is going to be a part of this game, the talking points of this game, that the NFL desperately wants Taylor Swift at that Super Bowl.
Chuck Brewer says the away team full starts are 4% more than the league average. His games, the home team full starts, are 30% more.
Mm-hmm.
So he's blowing false starts on the home team that this guy does.
That's criminal.
God bless
actually.
you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I
That's
appreciate that.
criminal if that's the case. But
I feel you. Look, at the end of the day, like when you allow the referees to be a part of the game, then they'll be a part of the game. I don't think the Ravens will allow it. They're too good of a team. They're locked and loaded. This is Lamar's year. He got paid this year. They got the defense right this year. Everybody's healthy this year. You're absolutely right. The NFL, they little things. Everybody's seen the Buffalo Wild Wings commercial back in the day where you hit the buzzer and they make a play and things like that. But if you don't allow them to be in the game to make that play, then they can't make that play. It's just like the Michigan State, Spartan Bob.
Yep,
Remember that?
of course.
If we don't have 12 men on the field, they can't stop the clock. So don't put yourself in a situation to allow the refs to be a part of it.
you got to play perfect. You're going to have to play a perfect
Not with
game.
that. They're a great team, though, Ryan.
We're going to find out.
We'll see.
We're going to find out. All right, guys, here we go. It is time. where the Lions and 49ers game is picked. It will be picked to perfection. One of us is hitting it here. All right, one of us is going to nail the score.
I think so.
First and foremost, for the Lions to win, do you think they need a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
For Lions to win, low scoring.
I agree with that.
I don't care.
Okay. Doesn't matter. They can win anyway.
I don't give a damn.
All right, so I will start because I went last time. So I'll go first this time.
Oh, we know who you're picking.
I do believe the Lions. I think they got this number so wrong. I am picking the Detroit Lions. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions. I'm going to pick them to win this game. And I'm going to pick them to win the game 31-27.
Okay.
31-27 Lions.
What's the number?
So that's Lions in the over.
What's
I'm
the over?
sorry. San Francisco -7
And
over
a half.
under 50. You said
Okay.
BetMGM,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So I'm going 49ers -7 over under 51.5. So I'll take the Lions, I'll take the over, and I'll go 31-27. Lions, baby.
Yes.
I'm taking the Lions to win this game. I'm not going off of it. I really do feel confident. Although I've been picking the 49ers all year long to win the Super Bowl. And I know that they're a great team. They really, truly are. And they got everything going for them. Except their superstar, Deebo Samuel, is 50%. Let's face it. That's what he is. And he ain't going to last this game. That's what I'm banking on. 51 is high, but they want you to take the under. So Ryan's thinking ahead. Take the over when it looks too good. I'm not. I think Vegas blew it on both sides. I got Lions 24, San Francisco 20.
Today is the real official pick. Yesterday was kind of just messing with you guys. So I'll give you my official pick on the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers to the tune of, I'm going with 34-28.
Close. So you would take that would be the Lions then, because that's only 6 points.
Well, I say yes.
So 49ers to win the game.
49ers to win the game, Lions to cover.
Got it.
And the over to be
Got
hit.
it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, my apologies.
All right.
It's almost like I
know
forgot
you're
how to
new
play
to
this.
this.
I know, right? I'm back new, man. I don't gamble anymore.
Braylon would come in last year and he'd look at his game. He's like, "But I picked the winner." I'm like, "No, you
picked the winner. What's going on?"
All right. Oh man.
Could I get to something before
Please.
we end? We got 3:55. January 26th, 2019 was a tough day. Kobe Bean Bryant and his daughter Gianna left this earth, as well as the people that are also in that helicopter crash, the teammates of Gianna and some of the parents. I just want to remember this day, man. It was crazy when it happened, and I didn't even realize how much of a Kobe fan I was until I got on an airplane coming from New York back here, and I shed a tear just thinking about what he was doing, how he was a girl dad, just the whole 9 yards. So I just want to send some love to Vanessa Bryant and the family. It was a tough one when Kobe died, so shout out to the Mamba, man.
Never forget where I was. I was watching the Pro Bowl at home on ABC, and there was a crawl, ABC News Alert crawl, came at the bottom. Kobe Bryant, 8 others or whatever, Bryant, whatever, dies in helicopter
it's like
crash.
A fake.
And it was like,
that's a fake.
Dies.
Yeah, it was.
What do you mean?
I was in New York.
Shocked.
Everybody's on their phone in New York anyway. Like, this is when you're in New York, am I lying? Like, everybody's like this. Everybody's walking fast. Everybody's looking down.
That's everywhere.
But it looked different. People were stopping and walking, and eventually you realize what happened. But wow, I can't believe it's been
4 years.
4, 5. Well, yeah, because it was COVID. It was right at the beginning of COVID, if you would. Damn, 4 years.
Incredible. Where are you guys watching the game?
House. We got people coming over to mom's crib, so it's gonna be a fun time.
Heading to San Francisco in the morning, guys. So
can we call you on the pregame?
Absolutely, I'd love that. We'll
right,
be
bro.
there. We'll be there bright and early. Got
myself, Neil Rule, and Kool-Aid.
Great.
We'll be calling you, and Kenny.
That's awesome. We got a full day packed on Fox 2 as well. Just we got a pregame show beginning at 10. Bray and I are a part of that, and then
it's gonna look good too, man.
Pregame show at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be out there in
Happy
San
birthday,
Francisco.
Dan Miller.
Happy birthday to the great Dan Miller as well. Absolutely.
Now the Lions have to win.
You know, it's so funny, like Dan Miller's birthday on, when your birthday is on a tragic day, essentially. It's kind of like
sucks the life out of it a little bit.
It does a little bit, like
the 9/11 babies probably have never recovered.
Seriously, that. Even my kid's birthday is on January 6th. And I'll never forget when that was happening at the Capitol.
Oh yeah.
We're watching Bluey. We got no idea. We got no idea. We got Bluey going on.
That was Rain's favorite
and the
show.
other thing, but January 6th, people have such strong recollections of that day. Me, I just remember watching Bluey and having a Bluey
That's a
birthday
better thing.
party.
It's a better thing.
Right? You know what I mean? But when your birthday is on a day like that, my goodness. Kobe Bryant, Mamba for life.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Girl dad.
I will say this, man. I was going to say this after the Lions if they beat the 49ers, but you know what? Let's throw it out there let's throw the energy in there now. My girlfriend's birthday, Brittany, was on January 8th. January 8th was the national championship.
There you
Michigan
go.
won. Her mother, Robin's birthday, is on Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm just saying, maybe the Lions are supposed to get to that Super Bowl.
I'm flying all night on Sunday night to be here with you all on Monday. Hopefully we're talking a Super Bowl appearance.
God bless you.
How about that?
That's a lot of work, but this is the most fun time of our football lives.
If you don't want to work now, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, breaking us out.
Pete Spivak, don't make me regret this. Get us out of here.
Oh, my goodness. I wasn't ready for that. Well,
Oh,
thank you
God.
very much to everybody listening to the show today. I'm going to talk a little bit extra more just to piss off Tom.
Please,
but,
Oh, my God. Get me off.
Shut your mic off.
Oh,
Please,
no,
shut
to
your
my
mic
boys,
off.
Braylon, Ryan,
Walk out.
Maz,
It's a walkout.
JB is my man.
Good night.
Love you guys. Go
Good night,
Lions. We will
everybody.
see you all next week. Go Lions.
Jesus. Oh, shut up.